Hey, how's it going? Darby here with Gen AI University. In this video, I'm going to be demonstrating the latest and greatest edition of our MarketSauce workflow. I'm calling it the MarketSauce method that creates customized buyers briefs for any market, any target, any offer or service. Adding a little market sauce into there to get a deeper understanding of who your buyers are, what is going on in their minds, what's driving them for their fears, their dreams, their goals, their desires, and all the problems and things that are stopping them from achieving those goals, and how your product or service is the bridge from where they're at now and where they want to be. And I've used this illustration in the past of you're on Hell Island versus Heaven Island. And if your hair is on fire on Hell Island, you want to get to Heaven Island. The person on this island is your customer, your client, and you are the guide that's helping them cross the water that is, of course, filled with sharks, which are their problems. And so with that in mind, this buyer's brief is a comprehensive, in-depth market segmentation report that dives into a macro level of your buyer's blueprint. So at a macro level, what are all the psychosocial elements of not just where they're living, but like of their demographics? What are they thinking? What are they doing? And what's driving them? And then where they're getting all sorts of information and where you might not have ever even considered your customer's mindset to be. This is giving you insights from our AI powered research process that is searching different sources online, and with your provided context, combining that research with our human intelligence of navigating this process to create a final delivery of the product I'm going to share with you now in this next section of the video, where you're going to see exactly what one of these looks like. You're going to see how we're going to create a customized version of this, and I'm going to be demonstrating the side hustle game in this demonstration, but for you or for a client of yours that you're working with. This is a foundational brief that will inform all of your marketing decisions and your strategy, and be a plan that you can build off and you can strategically leverage in your existing workflows and marketing efforts to make smarter and better decisions, make them faster, and understand the minds of your market that much better. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the demonstration. All right, guys, let's keep Calm AI on and walk through what you're going to be getting with this custom buyer's brief. Now, keep in mind what this buyer's brief is right now is a demonstration. This is a product of mine that we're launching out here. So I reran the buyer's brief from several months ago. Again, some updates for our upcoming marketing campaign. So this is based off of the Side Hustle game. I gave it some context about the game, the website, and then ran it through and created a custom content brief about the game, the mechanics, and all the information that we've got. So you see that here, and then we dive into the buyer's blueprint, which is going to take all the context we've given it and then break it back down into like the most simple instructions for getting the information, expanding we're targeting here, and then the niche. And so we've identified the segment as the entrepreneurial enthusiasts and creative thinkers, and the niche of party games and entrepreneurial educational tools. And so from there, we dive into the analysis. So we've got your demographic, geographic, psychographic needs, wants, desires, and behaviors. Going into some more of the pain points that we're running into, like boredom with traditional learning methods, difficult finding engaging ways to develop business skills, and a desire for more interactive and fun ways to connect with peers. These are all things that we've heard in the years of our creating and development and selling of this game. And so I know that this is true, and this is giving me, again, that high level overview into the minds of what is going on in our market from this research. And so we go deeper into the psychosocial elements, and then coming up to the ultimate goals, or the primary goal, as we call it here, is to master these entrepreneurial skills in an innovative, enjoyable, interactive way. And that's what Side Hustle does. And so with that in mind, what are the different topics that we can touch on, the different complaints that our market is experiencing? And so we see those complaints right here. This is great for foundationally creating content that is resonating with the pain points, and to stem things from this so you can bridge that gap if you are the Side Hustle game. Now, obviously, you look at this in the lens of your own business, your campaigns, or your clients, and see where this fits in. But whether you're writing any sort of direct response copy, creating social media content, emails, or just talking with humans person to person, understanding what's making a move and what the complaints are is going to be a valuable insight to have in going into any sort of conversation with your market. So moving on to the secondary complaints, we've got secondary goals, we've got dreams, objections, And again, these are all things that people might object to. So how can we combat those objections and position our brand in an effective way? So good to have that in mind, along with the negative feelings people are going to be experiencing, frustrations over a stagnant career progression, maybe the soft skills that you learn in Side Hustle can help with, improving your presentation skills and helping you get a promotion, right? Just one idea off the cuff. But you can see as you go down here, as this is catered to your business, you'll see different ways that you can take this information and apply it right out the gate. And again, ultimate fears, promises, mistaken beliefs. We've expanded on the earlier editions of this buyer's belief to create an even more comprehensive delivery that goes even deeper into these things, such as the consequences, the outcomes of those consequences. How can you create these stories around these consequences that are going to resonate with your audience? The statistics, bad habits. What are the bad habits that people are facing right now? And how can you help them correct those habits with your offer or service? Again, more topics related to that, how you can, insert these topics into your conversation and understand the goals and describing those goals that people are going to be achieving. They're going through your product or service and they're actually getting those goals, and what are the positive feelings they feel whenever they do achieve those goals and the experiences that you bring. What are some of the false solutions or expensive alternatives that people are facing, right? Like maybe someone wants to get better at business, but they don't want to go back to college and pay for an MBA, right? Maybe Side Hustle is a fun, easy way to practice your business pitching skills without spending a fortune on an MBA or paying top dollar for an overpriced entrepreneurship workshop. This game's only $35, yada, yada, yada. You get the point. So that's expensive alternatives. And then we've got benefits, right? So what are some of the key benefits that you're going to get from Side Hustle? Again, use this in your website, your marketing copy, and your conversations within the market. And how are you reframing your target? So it's not just a game, it's a gateway to entrepreneurial thinking. How are you reframing your product or service or offer in the minds of the market? It's not just entertainment, it's an educational tool for real world skills. It's not just about winning, it's about learning and growing. It's not just for fun, it's a networking opportunity in disguise. It's not just a pastime, it's a step towards your entrepreneurial future. So again, you're going to get these offer reframes as well, so you can look at different ways and a different perspective of positioning your offer to your market. And then from there, we wrap up this macro overview of our buyer's blueprint with some additional target audiences that we could potentially target. So we've got aspiring entrepreneurs seeking fun, innovative ways to learn, young professionals, creative individuals wanting to explore entrepreneurial ideas, business students seeking practical and interactive learning experiences. So you get the idea. You've got now 10 additional target audiences within that macro blueprint that we can now split off and look at the ways that this product can now look and be addressing each points of this target market. So with that, we wrap things up with a conclusion. We move on to part 2, which is the creator brief. And so with the buyer's blueprint in mind, we want to condense that down into an even more detailed and aligned creative brief. And so that's going to start with our promise. So what are we promising to the client or customer? And what's the problem we're solving, right? And this brief is going to be a blueprint for anyone in your organization to come to and address, understand what's the promise we're giving, what's the problem we're solving, how does our solution solve that, and who are the people that we help with it. So that's going from problem to listing out the nighttime worries. And of course, you can expand on all of this in here. And so this is getting you that baseline for everything that you would need to know for going into this campaign. And then you would expand upon it. And then once you're obviously articulating your solution and how your game is different, what's the target audience for your business? And so we've talked about the target audience for Side Hustle here, but now we're going to start going into each one of those customer segments, starting with, let's say, aspiring entrepreneurs. What are the top 5 problems? Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, transitioning from theory to practical business skills, of limited access to affordable, interactive entrepreneurial education. So all these problems, then what are some ways that our offer stacks up in a benefit to feature position? So benefits and engaging practical skill developments. The features are interactive gameplay focusing on real world business scenarios. And so that is positioned to helping this segment of the market. And then we've got 10 more or 9 more of these, right? So we got from segment 4, business students, corporate teams, educators, business coaches, right? Providing clients with practical business learning tools. Side Hustle can be a solution for that. It's an innovative tool for business coaches to use to get their clients' creative juices flowing. and that could be an angle for it, right? Family, friends, startup communities. And so once we get all 10 of these out here, we're going, again, a step further in now writing a short essay and a sales argument for each one of these as it relates to our product or service. So now what we've broken this down into is a combination of like a hero's journey, where you might take like the classic hero's journey approach, but we've angled that with a problem agitate solution framework as well. So like the journey starts here, problem in the bustling world. Daunting part, you're brimming with ideas. Lack of practical, affordable entrepreneurial education is their dragon to slay. And so it's taking that hero's journey kind of mindset, then applying it within the problem, and then we're agitating the problem here. But then the dawn of resolution is the solution where side hustle is emerging, and it's the guide to bring someone back. But we're doing that for all 10 of our market segments. And so once you get that problem of the problem overview, the feature to benefits, now we're taking that into a form which you could very quickly modify and utilize for, Facebook advertisements, or turn it into a video script for reference of sorts. And so that is all of the segmentation right here. And then the USP ideas for coming up with different ways to, articulate your selling proposition. And so from what new categories are we creating? What does that mean? Getting the creative juices flowing here and defining that and what your secret sauce is. And then how does that relate to all of your different customer segments? Or wrap it up with a conclusion on those USPs, but also now we have to have reasons to support what we're saying here, right? And so reasons to support educational value, networking opportunity, innovation and gaming, versatility. So these are all things that we can use to support it, but also how do we support that reason? Demonstrations, scientific backing, testimonials, and expert endorsements seems reasonable things that I would need in order to support this product. We got a lot of this already, but even more things that we can add in here. I could link in some different scientific studies about gaming and cognitive skills, business acumen, that sort of thing that could beef this up some more as we work to expand on this as a living document. We've got our offer tiers and then different ways you can offer your offer. And so this again is going to be positioned to where you are as a business and how your offer and service accessory products could you be providing. You may be providing some of these already. We've got expansion packs, the roadmap, for example. We've tried some of these, some worked better, some worked not as effective. But in some degree, these are great ideas for accessory products to add on and create more value with it. And then wrapping up the creative brief with the marketing ideas. And so these are all campaigns that we could take and then go and expand on and run with to market, again, the product or service that we're going to be bringing out here. And then wrapping things up here, the second part of the creative brief is now the brand style guide. And so this is how are you talking and sharing sharing your information with your team, with contractors, with agencies. And so if you've got a creative brief or a brand style guide already, then you would just submit that to us or add that in here for this section to add the brand specifics, fonts, logos, that sort of thing. This is pretty standard for, any like established, business or brand to have something like this on hand. If you don't, now's your opportunity to get one made, and then you could just update the colors and the logos and any sort of like graphics that you have wherever you're storing those, but also the tone and personality, right? So how are you coming across online? And this is really critical, especially for training different AI language models like ChatGPT-4, giving it specific personality and emotions and feelings here so that it is in line with your brand voice and how it's coming across. And other large language models like Claude can be utilized with these as well. So we've got this, we've got additional content such as founder information, LinkedIn profile, website bios, that sort of thing. And then more micro content along the lines of thought-provoking quotes, right? So things that we could take and then go post on Twitter, post on LinkedIn, or use as a thought starter for a short form video or some other form of video content, captivating image captions, right? Starters right here to go and take and post on places like Instagram, things of that nature, script ideas that you can build off of, headlines for listicles, 10 tips that you could build things off. Again, see a tip here, brain it, record yourself and publish that content. A lot of this is here for the brainstorming and the ideation for you to go and put into action. Again, it being done for you or you knowing how to utilize and create a brief like this with AI, both are sources that are available to you. And so this is what we've been helping people expand to. This is going to be the core of what our book is coming up here in March. with the WH brainstorming questions, excuse me, down here in part 4. And so what these are going to do is going to be to, again, kind of inspire your thoughts and make connections on ways that you can utilize. Let me do this. Some of the formatting in some of these, as I said, we just started updating this 5.0 version. And so the final version you will be formatted properly, or we'll update it as much as needed for it to look as clean as possible. But this is the general formatting you're going to be getting right now. Easy to update and make copies inside of Google for yourself, as well as download a PDF into your knowledge base anywhere. So ideas that you can expand upon. So what are all the positive and negative questions that answer the who, what, where, when, why, or how about that might be coming up in the minds of your market that you can be addressing within your content. So how does SideHustle make learning business skills fun? That's okay. Well, I know how, but now I have a thought starter to now say, okay, well, hey, if you're wondering how this game can make business skills fun, let's take for an example X or whatever, you get the point. So you can use these for blogs or social media, for answering questions online, for answering questions on inside of a newsletter or anything like that. And then we get to part 5, which is an implementation guide, which is going to take an assessment of the content that we had above and give you a basic idea for how you can start to put these things into action. Obviously, action is going to be the step that bridges the ideas and turn those ideas into impact. And so action is the key here. And so this is taking a lot of the needing to know how to do all of this yourself when it comes to AI, or needing to spend the time to go and research all this, which would be a substantial amount of time. You're not using AI inside of the process, but also the way that these tools continue to change. We're always looking for ways to improve on this process as well. And so we'll wrap things up as a conclusion to this. And I've written this one from the perspective of the SideHustle founders. Generally, this would be delivered from the perspective of GenAI University. But as I said, this is a game that I'm involved with. And so we're going to be turning this into some other forms of content that we'll be mailing out. Excuse me. And so that's that. That is the buyer's brief for SideHustle 2, a demonstration of the MarketSauce 5.0, which you can get done for you in a customized fashion, just like this, for your product, service, or brand when you place an order through the button below. As well, keeping an eye out inside of our community for as we are releasing new trainings for our community members and one-off workshops that teach you how to go through a variation of this MarketSauce workflow right here. But at the end of the day, we're creating these buyer's briefs to be the foundation for additional marketing and strategy and campaigns that we're going to be launching to understand the minds of our market and master the research side of things, so that we can, the ideas that we have that we want to make an impact with, to that impact faster with actionable insights that are generated utilizing AI-powered workflows, as well as our human marketing intelligence on our side that goes to deliver a final process like this to you. And so all in all, because I didn't realize how much content we were really generating with this, you're looking at just above 10,200 words for a delivery like this. Quite frankly, this is a micro book at the end of the day that I could literally print this out and ship it to myself and have in my hands a book very similar to this. When you think about it, easily a 100-page book, depending on how it's formatted and the sizing of it. That might be something we offer in the future. It isn't right now, but you will get right now is a version like this when you place a customized order today. And you'll be able to take this content and use it as the foundation for building on top of for your upcoming marketing campaigns to make 2024 your best year yet. So that said, if you'd like to place an order, click the button below right now, place an order, and then after you place that order, you'll have a quick intake form, submit us some information, and then we'll get to work on building out your customized buyer's brief. If we have any questions, we'll reach back out to you at the email you made through your order. And if you have any questions about this process getting started, email us at hey@genaiuniversity.com or darby@genaiuniversity.com, and either myself or a member of our team will respond back and work with you to get your questions answered. So until next time, thank you for taking the time to watch this video and considering to place an order in us for a custom brief. We're forward to working with you and your business to helping bring your ideas to life. That said, keep calm and AI on. I'll see you on the other side. Cheers.